Bam.
Go. Corner to Corner is live in 5, 4, 3,
2-1.
2-1. We're live right here on, that's right, C2C radioshow.com. And your ears are not deceiving you. Your eyes are not deceiving you. Yes, we are back on Spreaker.com. We have made our official return. We are there. We're live. Brian, we're finally on a road that most would consider to be our normal habitat, which is Spreaker.com.
I love Spreaker because they don't cut me off.
It is so damn annoying every time that happens. It's just like, and it's only happens every time we actually are in the middle of a conversation. It doesn't happen like when we're actually done, like we're ready to be done. It's just, no, we want you to just sit here and look stupid because we're just going to cut you off when you're making a point or raising a statement. All right, let's.
You're just sounding good, you know.
Yeah. All right. Rob is unavailable. Skype loves us tonight. There he is. He's here. Now he's available. Ta-da! Hi, Rob. How are you?
I'm okay. How are you?
Doing all right. We're live, sir. We're live on C2C Radio Show.
We're live, pal.
We're live, pal.
Hi.
How you holding up, buddy? Doing okay?
It's all right.
Have the wrestling fans of the social media universe, have they worn you down yet?
Oh, I just stopped listening to him a long time ago.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
That's probably the healthiest recommendation.
I just listened to James E. Cornette. That's all.
Oh, Jesus. I don't always agree with Jim Cornette. As a matter of fact, I very seldom agree with him. But when I listen to his opinion of Bray Wyatt's return, I have to say that I felt like it was a really tame reaction comparatively to just how over the top he goes about Kenny Omega and the Bucks. And I wonder if sometimes he's just trying to get under all the AEW fans' skin with what he says.
He's still mad they didn't give him a good seat at All Out or whatever.
So we've got a lot to cover here, ladies and gentlemen. If you're listening to us and you're trying to get your bearings a little bit, you're on C2CRadioshow.com. We've got a chat room. Feel free to join the conversation. Send us your thoughts on what did you think of Extreme Rules? What did you think of Battle of the Belts, Dynamite, Rampage from last week? How do you feel about some of the returns that we're going to talk about this week? And, looks like we've got more to come. And that's some of the stuff we're going to talk about. I guess the first question I have for you guys, though, is one that's of the utmost importance, especially since Mark Sterling brought it to our attention that perhaps people are not doing so well. But how are you guys faring after National Scissoring Day?
I'm too old to scissor.
Oh, okay. So you avoided it entirely. Rob, how about you, buddy?
I don't even know what you're talking about.
That's okay. I think a lot of people are probably scratching their heads on that. National Scissoring Day, of course, was the Acclaimed's Tag Team Championship celebration where they were celebrating from Washington, D.C. on Dynamite. And everybody was asking for a daddy ass to scissor them.
We've had an awkward pause.
Here we are. We're at that awkward moment. Well, you had said something, and I thought you were going to say something else. So I was trying to shut up.
You said everybody. I said was Kung Fu fighting. And
aha, okay. See, I missed that part. I didn't hear exactly what you said. So we did see Swerve Strickland come out and basically try to rain on the parade. Keith Lee isn't officially heel yet, I guess. So we got the slow build towards that when they eventually face off. We've got Swerve this week in AEW's debut in Canada. He's taking on Billy Gunn. I have a feeling poor Billy Gunn, or Daddy Ass as they like to call him, is probably going to get the snot knocked out of him.
That's what he needs.
Oof.
Yep.
He wasn't at the DX jubilation. So let him get his ass whooped because of it.
I think Triple H took out a hit on him.
Yeah.
Turn me down. That's it. You're done. Never work in this business again, kid.
Well,
Hey.
we're sitting there and they're trying to say, who do we call? And nobody knows because there ain't nobody there.
That's probably got a valid point. Although, and I will say, I think Michaels listened to us because he had that cowboy hat pulled down pretty hard. So you couldn't see that one lazy eye.
He's let's just say he's got some issues. his cross-eyedness has gotten worse. I saw a picture of him posing with Catanzaro and Caden Carter the other day, and they were celebrating with the tag titles. And I swear, Robert Gibson is bad. Okay, Robert Gibson is bad, but Shawn Michaels, I mean, dude, I don't know how he wakes up in the morning, goes down the steps to get ready for work or something, because it's bad. And he's my favorite. That's the problem. What am I supposed to turn my back on him because he can't see straight?
Yeah, apparently you just did.
I know. You took his disability and made fun of it.
Oh, hey, that's I would never do that.
I didn't say anything.
I didn't do it. I don't care what anybody says, especially you guys. I didn't do it. It wasn't me.
Why would you care what we think? You never have.
All right, Shaggy.
It wasn't me.
I got away with it, one for you pesky kids.
Okay, so we got a lot of things to cover, a lot of ground to cover. AEW was in Washington, D.C. Extreme Rules was in Philly. Battle of the Belts. Damn it. Battle of the Belts 4 took place right after Rampage. So we got a lot of ground to cover. Let's look at the highlights from Dynamite. We start off before Dynamite really even gets off and running with word that Andrade and Sammy Guevara got into it before showtime. Punches were thrown, and the first original story was both men were sent home. About halfway through the show, we find out that was not true, that it was Andrade that started and was the aggressor and was sent home. Meanwhile, Sammy Guevara keeping himself in the main event.
And getting the pinfall.
Yes. Now, Sammy in the main event here was just booed vociferously. Yeah, that's the word. Just the crowd hated him. Now, Andrade being the aggressor here, but I'm thinking that perhaps fans just really didn't know, especially at that point of the main event. Brian, do you think Andrade would have had a more favorable reaction had he come out and worked Wednesday night?
No, they just hate Sammy.
So you think this was actual heat, not the internet radio heat?
Yeah. And Sammy is like all the way up.
Yeah.
Up the fans' booties. You know what I'm saying? As far as like he's almost like reaching MJF level. You know what I'm saying? But
that's a hell of a compliment.
But they won't like cheer him like they do MJF. They're just gonna keep doing them, you know.
Well, MJF's always going to have his devil worshippers.
Yeah.
Is it bad?
Yeah.
Is it wrong that I think that's a cool term for him giving to his fans?
What? Devil
That he
worshiper?
calls his fans devil worshippers.
Yeah, I mean, he calls himself the devil, didn't he?
Right. I just think that's a really cool, very unique way of embracing your popularity. You know what I mean? Like most people just kind of ride that wave. Like when Kevin Nash went from heel to face the first time, like way back when he was the bodyguard Diesel, and he wins the title and suddenly he's like, these fans get it, like he just starts acknowledging them. MJF, he does and he doesn't. Like he calls his fans devil worshippers and then he proceeds to shit on the entire crowd, right? So it's cool. I mean, I think he's embraced it really well, but it's also well, I guess it speaks volumes.
Well, I mean, again, he's figured out how to get people to love you and hate you, all at the same time. And I don't, I can't believe it's taken somebody this long to figure that out. Because most of the time, in the past, you didn't really cheer for the bad guys, until they were just bad, but they were so good at it. Flair, Hogan, The Rock. I don't know if you count Austin in that, but you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like they were just so bad that they were good, but I mean, this guy's just a straight ass. And we love him for him being an ass. And that's what makes him an air ass. You know what I'm saying?
Do you think that when he does finally get his opportunity to challenge for the title, when he finally takes advantage and faces Moxley, that they'll boo Mox?
Oh, yes. Yeah. That's coming.
I mean, I'm inclined to think that maybe he could get him to boo in Cincinnati.
Ooh, I don't know about Cincinnati now. But, I mean, if they booed Punk in Chicago, they can boo. That's for sure.
Yeah.
I just wish they'd hurry up and pull the trigger on them. But I guess we'll get there eventually.
Yeah, and they are known, they're infamous for this, right? They consistently do this with the build. Like with Jamie Hayter and Britt Baker, that's been my complaint, right? You built and built and built. We finally get to what I thought was the beginning of it, and they're like, no, we're going to wait a little while longer.
Yeah.
This is what it is.
I know,
Look at me using your words against you. Ha ha ha, take that.
Do what?
I said I'm using your words against you. Ha ha ha, take that.
Yeah, I did say that, didn't I?
You did. You said it last week. See, I don't forget things much. Okay, I do forget things, but that's not the point.
I don't know, man. I can't wait, right? Because, like, again, now he's at the point where he's an air asshole. You know what I'm saying? So he's no longer the air asshole. He's air asshole.
And I still say that by the time he wins the title, it's going to take somebody, with the force of just like a Ric Flair with like a Hulk Hogan like heel turn to basically turn the fans against him, or to turn I don't know.
The only way the fans turn is if he turns into such a face that he stops doing what he does. You know what I'm saying?
I can't see him ever doing that.
I mean, I won't say won't, because, again, Hogan turned bad, right?
Right.
And I mean, eventually somebody's going to probably screw up and try it.
Right. Because, I mean, I was sitting there and I was saying it, right? Like somebody's going to have to turn a magnitude of Hogan, but I don't know if that's enough.
And you know, I if he stays heel,
Mm-hmm.
you don't. I mean, like there's Hogan. The Hogan turn isn't going to help you.
Yeah.
You need the Sting babyface.
Oh,
You see?
gosh. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I just, it's been so
'Cause-
long since somebody was this organically over the top popular.
Yeah. Because I mean, that's ultimately what you need. Is you're going to need, you know, Flair, Sting. You're going to need to have somebody that roll off with MJF.
Yeah. I mean,
Is it bad to pull for MJF?
I
No,
mean, I don't think so. Yeah.
yeah, like I was saying, he's no longer the asshole. He's air asshole. You know what I mean? So like it's cool now that we cheer for him because again
Right.
he's air.
Now, would you, to that point, would you purchase a Devil Worshipper T-shirt to show your
No.
support of MJF?
No.
No.
I would purchase other T-shirts, but I'm not wearing the
Not
devil.
getting one that says Devil Worshipper.
I
That
buy
is-
wrestling T-shirts that I know that I would wear outside
Yeah.
of the wrestling circle.
Right
That's
now,
not one of them.
looking at shopaew.com, there's an MJF T-shirt where it's half his face, half the mask, and it says "Worship Me" on the logo.
I'd be okay with that one, just not, devil worshiping or, I'm the devil. Okay,
Right.
but worship me, I'm the devil. That might be at the line for me. So.
Now, for the first time in about 3 weeks, CM Punk is showing as top selling on the website again. His unmatched figure.
No, it's
Not
because
the-
they're clearing some out.
I think you're right. That's why. So, like yesterday, when I texted you and said, "Hey, found CM Punk," there were 3 of them. I was telling Brian earlier. There were 3 of them in the store, which up until I guess this week, you haven't seen shit out of those. Adam Page is all over the damn place, but CM Punk nowhere to be found. I think you're right. I think it's going to be one of those things where they're like, "All right, just ship them all, get them out of here."
I don't think so because they're still actually rolling out Cody Rhodes figures.
Yeah, 2 of them, in fact.
Yeah, because you have the Ultimate and then you have the one in the coat, right?
Yeah.
And then you got the one that's coming out in the Mattel line.
What are your thoughts on that, by the way, Cody's new WWE figure?
I don't think I've seen it yet.
I think well played, Cody Rhodes.
I mean, you talk about somebody that striking while the iron's hot. I'll give you that.
And the man is legit selling merch in 2 different companies. One he doesn't work for, and one he hasn't been active in. So, hey.
Not to mention he's going to be featured in AEW's video game too.
Yeah, and so say what you want about him, and I know there's the diehard AEW people that are like, that's bullshit. But he's Cody Rhodes, you know what I mean? Like, he was kind of like one of the faces when it started, so he'll be back. I mean, when this WWE run is over, he'll be back.
Back where?
AEW.
No, I don't think so. I think he retires WWE.
Depends on how this run goes. You know what I mean? He gets a title, then he'll be like, "Oh, yep, I'm out."
I gotta agree with Rob there. I think that if he wins the world title, I think as soon as his contract's up after that run, he heads back.
No, I don't see him, because if the reasons why he wanted to leave, and apparently Warner Brothers even approached him, right? So then they ponied up money. That didn't keep him. So the reasons he left had to have been other things. Those other things are probably still going to be there because they're EVPs. He's not going back.
Do you think that was a big role because of what he saw the other members of the Elite doing in their roles?
No, I mean I think he got mad because his EVP ship got taken from him. Whatever.
Yeah.
Tony offered him money. I think he took his ball and went home. Again, when the parent company comes to you and says, "Hey, what can we do to keep you here?" You probably threw a fit. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And again, what could you have thrown a fit about? Oh, I talked myself into not ever getting a world title shot.
Right. Books himself into a corner.
Yeah, I don't know whose brilliant idea that was, but I'm sure it was Cody's. Then you're no longer EVP, which means you're probably losing some money. And then, again, maybe the rumors that you'd heard for 6 months to a year before that they weren't getting along were true.
What if Cody is, during his run against Jericho for his one title shot, what if he's campaigning to become champion, and the Bucks are telling him, no, you don't need the title. I don't think, what you really should do is just say, if you don't win the title, you'll never challenge for it again. You know what I mean? Just needling him into it. And then he does it, and then he realizes, oh, well, I just screwed myself.
I mean, maybe he fell for something like that. But honestly, I think what it was is he, don't forget that when AEW started, all the talk was, they're just going to book themselves into being champion. And something tells me Cody Rhodes is probably sleeping, and he wakes up and he's like, aha, we'll just book it so I can never be champion. And then once we want to change it somewhere down the line, we'll come up with some storyline to change it.
Right.
But then, again, all that other stuff happens. He takes his ball. No, I'm out. Deuces. And goes to WWE. And I really don't think he's winning that title in the WWE. Not as long as Roman holds him.
Well, it's a good question, because if you look at all these people that have come back. We're not just talking, entry level. We're talking main event players have come back. Now you've got Bray Wyatt that's back. All of these different people. And let's not forget what has been organically created, much like Daniel Bryan's rise. Sami Zayn. And Jey Uso, if we're really being honest. There's so many people chomping at the bit to get to that level. You could be right. I mean, Cody could find himself on the outside of that bubble looking in and maxing out maybe at the U.S. title.
Yeah, I mean, let's not forget Saturday night. Was it Saturday, Sunday, whatever night it was?
Saturday.
The biggest return they've had in God knows how long.
It was a loud reaction.
Yeah, but some of that was piped in too, honestly.
No. Not from the footage that's being sent from fans. I don't think so.
Because they were piping it in on Liv Morgan.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. That's because of the fact that the fans couldn't give it two shits about that match. Yeah. That was not good. Not good at all. Let's try to keep a little bit of order here. We'll just kind of go through the overview. MJF had a hell of a match on Dynamite against Wheeler Yuta. Probably, MJF's best straight-up wrestling match, period, in AEW.
All right, man. That's your opinion, but okay. You do you.
Okay. Well, I got my opinion. What's yours?
What?
What'd you think of the match?
I thought it was good. I don't know if I'd call it his best, but I kind of like the what was it? What was the one with Punk?
The dog collar match?
Yeah, that one.
That was a good match. I
You
give you
didn't know. Okay, man. You think it's the best? You just
Don't get mad. Don't get
like
mad.
you're like in a Wheeler Yuta mode right now, ain't you?
I don't
You're
know,
like
man. Wheeler Yuta is just one of those guys that can have good matches with everyone. He's just, you have to have him on your card. In my opinion, he's that important. Now, I don't know if they're going to put him in a world championship right away, but he's just one of those stars that you can see a lot of people latching onto, myself included. I just think he's great.
And I hope we don't ever have that discussion.
Uh-oh.
Wheeler Yuta for the world title.
If AEW can make it out of this this mess they're in right now, get a couple of years down the road, we might have that conversation. But I don't think we're going to see that for a couple of years.
I don't think they're in a mess. They just re-signed Mox. Mox is going to be the mentor or whatever to these people.
Yeah, very smart move.
Mox is going to be pushing Cena records here soon.
You might not be wrong on that. I mean, you need somebody consistent. You need somebody that's got your crowd and keeps the crowd coming back for more. Mox definitely does that. Plus, I mean, let's be honest. Jon Moxley doesn't thrive under Triple H. He's just not a Triple H guy. I just don't see him being successful there.
Yeah, well, no, but wait a second though. I think he doesn't thrive under Vince.
That's a certainty. I'll give you that.
Yeah. Now under Triple H, it could be a different thing because hopefully Triple H would let him be lunatic.
Right.
To the better than what he was under Vince.
Mm-hmm.
However, I think the thing that does make Mox better is Mox has the ability to go other places.
Right. Well, let's correct that. Under his new deal, he's exclusive to AEW.
What?
Yep, his last indie date outside of AEW, GCW, that he just wrestled against Nick Gage, and lost the GCW title to Nick Gage.
No New Japan?
I'm sure under the Forbidden Door banner, yes.
Damn it, Mox, you screwed up. Fucked up, Mox.
Brian says he fucked up, Rob. What do you think? Did Mox make the right call by re-signing for 5 years?
Yeah, I mean, what?
He was trying to answer for you. He was like, "Yes, dude."
I mean, why not resign at this point? You know, that'd be like asking Sammy Guevara, "Hey, do you want to sign again?"
Mm-hmm.
Because right now he's at the top of his career.
Right.
He's enjoying the best success, the best kind of everything that he's ever had. So he'd be a fool not to resign, and they'd be a fool not to sign him. I mean, he's multi-talented. You saw his work with Bryan Danielson, and tag team. You saw him in the let's have barbed wire, let's have razors, let's have electric, let's blow the ring up. So I mean, he's not afraid to push the envelope when it comes to whatever he needs, and he's got that organic fan base behind him. So too, like CM Punk. I mean, CM Punk didn't have to work for his fan base because his fan base was there.
Right.
It still is. You know, some wrestlers have to keep reinventing themselves to keep their fan base. Unless you're, you know, one of those people that doesn't leave the basement very often, and you're like, oh, yeah, awesome. But yeah.
Yeah,
Now,
I feel like it was
would I
a
make it
natural.
exclusive? No, I wouldn't.
Yeah, I was curious about that, and I don't know if we'll have any other details on that until, you know, long after he retires when he kind of shares it. But to me, it made better sense to give him that freedom, although with as many injuries as AEW has seen to their roster, that's probably part of the reason that they won't let him go anywhere else.
Well, and you got to look at, like you said, I mean, if he's going to be the face of the company, how many interim champions have they had because their people get hurt by doing other shows?
Exactly.
And or they're working all the time, so when they're on the show, their body's tired.
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, AEW made their name about being able to cross brands, but you know, there's some that don't need to, and you know, there's a reason that even at certain points, your big people and all the different threads just stayed put. You know, like Ric Flair said in his book, he wrestled the same match regardless if it was in Memphis or if it's in wherever. Like, it was the same match when he was champ because he knew he had to do it all again.
Brian, I heard you chime in there. What did you got?
No, I don't know. I was listening to Rob.
Okay.
I got up in what Rob was saying, so I forget.
So Darby beats Jay Lethal. Wardlow and Brian Cage had, in my opinion, a pretty good match for a battle of the big men. The trios match between Penelope Ford, Serena Deeb, and Jamie Hayter against Britt Baker, Willow Nightingale, and Athena.
Wait, Britt Baker?
Wait a minute. Now I am all jacked up. Let's go back and get that right. Penelope Ford, Serena Deeb, and Jamie Hayter against Willow Nightingale, Athena, and Toni Storm. Britt Baker in Ford, Deeb, and Hayter's corner. Saraya, whatever, in the corner of Nightingale, Athena, and Toni Storm. This match was it was fun, but what the real story was Saraya mixing it up at the end with Britt Baker after Britt Baker had did a promo saying, Saraya hasn't been cleared for competition. Well, I guess she is cleared. Because we had a brawl right at the end of this one. Sorry, my page refreshed while I was looking at something. So with Saraya and Britt Baker actually getting involved, coming to blows. Okay, we asked the question last week. Saraya, if she's coming back to wrestle, that could be one story versus the other. Now that it appears she's cleared, Brian, is Saraya going to help keep the women's division different, or is she just going to be another cog in the wheel?
What do you mean by different?
Is she going to help the women's division continue to grow? You know, is it going to continue to evolve, or is it going to continue to be kind of the mess that it's been for the past few months, really?
I don't think it's a mess. I mean, I think she adds to it, but this isn't like, you know, her early WWE days. But I mean, really, until you see her wrestle, you're not going to know for sure.
Sure.
So, which is the, you know, what you're dealing with now. You can't really, because it's not like when Ruby came. You know, Ruby had a body of work, which I don't even remember when her last match was. 5+ years, probably.
What, Ruby's last match in AEW or Saraya?
Yeah.
Page Last match.
I mean, she hadn't wrestled for, I would say, every bit of 5 years.
Yeah, I mean, again, when Ruby came, I mean, all you had to do is go back a couple of months.
Right.
Athena, go back a couple of months. But again, with her, you got to go back years.
Yeah, December 25th, 2017, Monday Night Raw. She teamed with Mandy Rose and Sonya Deville, defeating Bayley, Mickie James, and Sasha Banks.
Yeah, so almost 5 years. I mean,
Wow.
if she even brings half of that to the table, I think you're okay.
Mm-hmm.
Her star power alone improves your division. But again, it now all depends on what she can do with it.
And which page you get.
Right.
You know, like, sorry, Saraya. Are you going to get the one that just made headlines about causing issues and causing problems? Or are you going to get the one that just came in and put the women's division on its ear, you know? So.
Well, I think it's going to be important to make sure that the way she's handled is consistent with what a good solid build would be. How that looks, I don't know. I'm not even sure how I would book that. I think about it, and we've got the obvious match between her and Britt Baker, but one of the things that we hear about a lot, especially from a lot of the retired Hall of Famers, is what happens after that. What's the next chapter? Because between now and Full Gear, we've got less than a month. I think Full Gear is towards the beginning of November. So, or Revolution, whichever the pay-per-view is that's next. After Britt Baker, I mean, is it dependent on, okay, how did the fans react and how does she perform, or would you even bother to kind of brainstorm the next, say, 3 matches for her?
Yeah, but again, though, why she can have a schedule like Sting's when he first came in.
Yeah, very true.
You know, she can have a lighter schedule until she gets, to where.
And you could put her with someone.
Yeah.
You know, tag her up with Athena or Toni Storm, you know, against Britt Baker and Terry Hayter, you know, like do some tag action like they did Sting. They kept Sting protected for the first year and a half.
Yeah, and they did it really well. They made sure that every appearance mattered, and they protected every bit of it. I agree with you there. Saturday, November 19th is Full Gear. That's the next AEW pay-per-view. We're out of Battle of the Belts 4. I'm just kind of scrolling through the results. We kind of talked about the main event already. Did it surprise you guys that Sammy got the pinfall victory during the main event?
On what show?
Dynamite.
You just said Battle of the Belts and went right to the main event.
Yeah, I was going backwards. I probably should have labeled that better. My bad.
But didn't you just say we needed to keep in order?
Yeah, I know, right?
You're running this show like I do, damn it.
Then yes, it surprised me.
Was I surprised Sammy Guevara was in the main event? No. Do I like Sammy Guevara? No.
I feel like a lot of people would agree with you on that, Rob, as far as whether or not they like him. But talent-wise, it's hard to look past him. I mean, the guy's he knows what buttons to push and how to push them. And for somebody as young as he is, that's pretty impressive.
Apparently, he really knows what buttons to push.
Well, according to Andrade, he really pisses him off. I have a hard time really feeling too sorry for Andrade after this. I feel like, hey, if you're not happy there, you're not happy. Get your release. Do what you got to do in a way that's professional. But don't go out there swinging punches just because you're trying to prove, oh, I'm a big man. Oh, well, okay, dude, whatever. Now you're going to get fired. Or no, now you're going to sit home.
In the same breath, sometimes just because you can post stuff doesn't mean you should.
Very true.
little old Sammy, he likes to keep posting things, but he should probably just shut his mouth, stay out.
Yeah, he's definitely not innocent in all this. You know what I mean? He's not like scot-free, but he still didn't go out there and start throwing punches, and unfortunately for Andrade, it just didn't help his case. I'm sure Sammy wasn't quiet. You know what I mean? I don't see him turning the other cheek, going up. I'm walking away from this one. I'm sure he was saying his share.
Oh,
But,
no, apparently that's kind of what happened, I think.
wow.
Like, he got out of the area pretty quick.
Damn. Well, good for him. That takes a lot of balls to walk away from something like that, because that's a contentious atmosphere. That's not easy.
Well, Sammy comes across to me as one of those that's behind the scenes. He's running his mouth, and then when somebody stands up, he's like, "Oh, I mean, oh." But I could be totally wrong.
Mm-hmm.
No, I mean Eddie's talking crap about. He may just very well be too big for his own britches. Then again, because I think was it Jericho? I think was there, and I guess got in between them or something, and then Sammy kind of got out of the area or something.
Well, he definitely married out of his league.
Jesus. Yeah. Out of his league, your league, my league, Hugh Hefner's league. I mean, he married out of a lot of people's league. I'm just saying. I believe they call that out kicking coverage. Roosh against Hangman Page. I did want to identify that I felt like this was a fun match, but it could have been better. It was fast. I kind of blinked and missed it. It was actually a fast match. Any thoughts outside of that?
Nope.
No? Okay.
I'm listening to Rock.
Huh?
Sounds like he's doing dishes.
I mean, he might be. It's a hard knock life.
You got you something.
I'm trying to be nice, okay?
Private Party hit the ring, attacks Hangman Page. Mox hits the ring, makes the save. We get the tease. October 18th. It's going to be in Cincinnati. It's going to be Adam Page against Mox. I'll ask the question. What do you guys think? I mean, that's 2 weeks away. What do you think? Is Mox keeping the title? Does Page win it from Mox?
Yes, Mox keeps the title. I think you're going to see Mox keep it for a while.
Mm-hmm.
I think they've had enough back and forth for a little while, so I think you're going to see Mox take it. Now, has Adam Page gotten his rematch yet? So, but I would like to see Adam Page get the belt again. It's not happening this time, though.
Yeah, I don't know if I see Adam Page beating Mox. I don't know if Mox is losing that title for a while. MJF's going to be that guy, I think.
I mean, if you're putting the belt back on Page, then you should have just had Page win the tournament.
Yeah.
You know, it makes no sense to have Mox go through this tournament, but I can beat everybody except you. So.
Well, maybe MJF takes it in Cincy.
He still got his chip.
Yeah, he does have his chip.
And where else would it be the best for the bad guy to win a belt, except in the guy's hometown?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
You know, what would cement him even more as a heel is beating him in his own, you know. If we watch Full Gear and there's Mox's mama is on screen, MJF's going over.
Oh, wow. Is it, not to be rude, but is mom even still alive? I don't even know if that's the case.
But, like, if they had, like, you know, they did the old Flair angle, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Put the fans out, the old Steamboat thing. Steamboat's wife's out there. And, no!
Yeah, that's a good point. What else came out of Dynamite? That's kind of it. I don't think anything else major comes out. Oh well, we do get the match set up for Battle of the Belts as Willow challenges Jade Cargill for the TBS title, and that gives us an opportunity to see really a great opportunity for Willow Nightingale at Battle of the Belts. I think that was a good showing. We'll talk about that in here in a moment. Let's go ahead and look at Rampage real quick. Zipping
Somebody
right along.
just please beat Jade Cargill.
Please, God. Please. Okay, Rampage had
At
Varsity
least with
Blondes.
Goldberg's streak, you forgot after a while.
No,
Goldberg was
you
good
didn't.
for a while.
Because they kept ramming it down your throat and jumping up 20 numbers.
Yeah, every week.
That's true.
Every week it jump up 50.
Yeah.
But like, damn, how many people he beat in the off during the week?
During a house show, Goldberg beat 50 guys.
Yeah. Goldberg started number one.
Because what was he final? What was his final number before he lost?
128-1 or something like that. Like that was his final record before they stopped keeping track.
Yeah, I mean, and again, there's a loss in there somewhere that they just happen to gloss over.
Yeah. So we had Moxley and Claudio and Wheeler Yuta against Roosh and Private Party. We had Varsity Blondes against Tony Nese and Josh Woods. Ty Mello and Anna JAS against Madison Rain and Sky Blue. And the Trios Championship on the line as Death Triangle defends against the Dark Order. Start us off with the Trios match with Mox, Claudio, and Wheeler Yuta against Roosh and Private Party. That was a decent match. I want to see more of Roosh against the top guys. I think he's got not really a lot to prove, but a lot to offer for AEW, and I look forward to seeing more of what he does.
Now, does he qualify for the North American title?
You mean the All Atlantic or whatever the hell?
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, the All Atlantic.
I assume so. I don't know, but him and Pac would be a hell of a match. I'm in. I'm in for that. That would be great. And while we're at it, let's put him and Bandito.
Who gave Pac the hammer at the end? Was it him?
Yes. Another goddamn hammer.
There we go. There we go.
God damn it. No more hammers. Okay? No more freaking hammers. AEW referees continue to be the stupidest referees on the face of the planet. Oh, what? He used a foreign object? I don't know what happened.
Oh, you mean they still turn into him? Huh? What? Oh, no, you got.
Oh gosh, what? How did he get knocked out cold? I don't understand.
That's what refs are supposed to do.
Okay, George.
Come on, Stan. You're talking about those of us who grew up in the era where Ric Flair could hit somebody with a roll of quarters and the ref.
Yeah. Right.
It's like, what?
Fucking quarters all over the ring. But
yeah, $100 worth of quarters that mysteriously appear when you got something in your.
Yeah. And Tommy Young just starts putting them in his pocket.
Yeah. Dog, you better lay down. Quit sniffing everywhere. That dog pees in here. I'm gonna break that dog's legs. Call PETA.
Oh, stop!
I'm gonna do it. You better lay down, dog.
That dog tells you what to do.
No. But yes, when she has to go outside. Hey! Don't think I won't.
You won't.
You're right. Varsity Blondes and Tony Nese and Josh Woods. So the most interesting part of this matchup came after the fact where Mark Sterling says that his groin is on fire after National Scissoring Day. But the bigger news is that he has sued Varsity Blondes for the trademark of varsity. And they can no longer go by the Varsity Blondes. That Tony Nese and Josh Woods are actually the varsity team. Is that what he called them? Or
the varsity athletes.
The varsity athletes.
Yeah.
I actually liked that segment, honestly. I thought it was kind of smart. It's a good way, a safe way to kind of break up the team without having to do a wasted heel turn by either guy. That way, if Pillman Jr. does turn heel in the
He's
future,
going to turn. Oh, he's turning. You'll probably get it in a week or two.
Well, here's a question: Is Brock Anderson ready? Do you think?
Sure. It's not like they're going to be wrestling FTR here every
Right.
time.
Right.
Title.
Good point. Good point.
But they can, they could sure beat up the Dark Order. They could beat up Private Party. They could beat up any number of other tag teams.
Right.
And then once you get to if they manage to get to a certain level, you can add a third person. If they get to a certain level, you can add a fourth person. I mean, when it's the numbers game, they don't need to be perfect. You have the numbers game.
Yeah.
And what better way to get heat is, by having a tag team that doesn't really deserve a certain spot, but because they're always cheating to win.
Mm-hmm.
And, Arn gets involved or the third person gets involved, and you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Then you're just going to start hating them just to hate them.
Well, I think that's the smart move. I mean, you've got a legacy there with Pillman and with Brock. I mean, I still don't know who else I might put in there. You know what I mean? Like maybe Lee Moriarty and somebody. Like I'm not sure, but you've got a baseline there. You've got room to create it. Why not?
Yeah, but it wouldn't be somebody like Lee Moriarty because remember he's in the firm.
Mm-hmm.
And
true.
you're almost going to have to need for this guy. It's going to have to be your mid card guy,
right?
Because they were always after that U.S. title and the TV title, and normally the Horsemen held it for the mid card titles for. They would normally hold those, so you need a mid card guy, and then eventually you're going to need the, again if it grows to this, you're going to need the guy that goes after the world title. But again, they're young. You can wait on stuff like that.
I just feel like, yeah. I'm just trying to think this through here. I think that it makes a lot of good sense to put something like that together and let it just play out gradually. Do the turn on Griff. You do that. You have him beat him down. Brock Anderson maybe starts to make the save, and then they both beat him down. And then just let him be the tag team for, 6 months. Just let him be asshole tag team and gradually gravitate towards another couple of people. Because I agree with you. I feel like that would be a natural build. And I think people would actually attach to it.
Yeah, I mean, again, you gotta go after your lower card teams. You just gotta just wear them out, almost over destroy them with these two. And then again, you're just gradually beating your local talent, your lower tier tag teams.
Mm-hmm.
And you give them 6 months, 7 months, 8 months, whatever. You get them on TV. Again, you're wrecking, you're wrecking whatever. Eventually, you get up to like Dante and Matt Sydal.
Yeah,
you wreck them. You wreck them for a few weeks in a row. You just start pulling dirty cheats, and then a little bit higher up tag team comes in, and maybe the Dark Order now is like, nah, bro, we're not going to let you keep doing this. And you wreck the Dark Order. The boys from Castle, Dalton Castle, have them wreck those. I mean, they'd be perfect for ROH.
Mm-hmm.
To go to ROH and just, again, run over people. With the sole purpose of, in a year and a half, hopefully they'll be ready. You can bring back to the main roster, and maybe they do have matches with FTR and the Acclaimed and all that other, all the rest of them.
All right. I have to pull the dog out here with me, so I actually have to I have to add a duplicate account here, so we're doing something for the first time on live Spreaker.
Well, it's a good thing Rob came back.
Yeah. Hi, Rob.
Because I was about to, while you were fooling with that dog, I was about to find me a book and read it to people. And all I have is a Marvel encyclopedia, so that was going to be a fun read.
That would be not fun.
On day one, Father Stanley created
Page 1, panel
Spider-Man.
4.
Yeah, just like Andy Kaufman, we're touching everything, bud.
Yeah.
Page 1, we make Iron Man. Page 2, Spider-Man.
See, I already
Page
like
3,
this better than
Man-Man.
I already like this better than the than Podbean, because I can actually take my phone and take the dog out.
Now the neighbor's gonna be like, "Who you talking to?
Right.
Why you
I'll be
people?"
walking around the neighborhood. People are like, "Why is he talking wrestling? And why is he cussing so much?"
Gassing so much because the varsity can't call themselves varsity anymore.
Yeah.
Oh.
I mean, to me, it was like I don't know. I thought it was a smart way. You don't see that kind of stuff with a tag team breakup. Usually, it's one guy turns on the other, and that's it. This time was something different.
You know they're going to turn on them.
Well, sure, but at least they did it in a different way.
Maybe.
I see them as like the new age. I kind of feel like they're the new age Mulkeys.
There was a Mulkeys reference on Rampage by Jericho. I don't know if you caught it.
You know, Mulkeys rock. Randy, you're amazing.
You for your beer.
But yeah. The thing I say it again, and I'll keep saying it. One thing I like is the continuation of developing storylines for all different tiers.
Yes.
Yeah, and I think that's one thing that keeps AEW interesting. Is it's not like we got used to with E. If you're not in that main event, nobody gives a shit.
No, I agree. I agree. They've really done well in developing the entirety of the roster, not just one part.
Right. So, like when Orange Cassidy comes out, it's not like, who are you? You know, he has his following, plus he has his thing. Like, so, to give a team like Varsity Blondes any kind of storyline, is monumental. So, they can thank Sammy Guevara.
Let's see. Ty Mello and Anna JAS beat Sky Blue and Madison Rain. Is Madison Rain on-screen talent only now? Because, I don't know. Brian, you said you felt like there was, a real show of change for Madison Rain being there from the six-woman tag on Wednesday. But I don't know. You tell me. What were your thoughts on that?
On what?
Madison Rain's influence on the women's division.
Oh my God, we already went through this.
Stan's trying to get somebody to talk so he can walk and not die.
He's walking the dog because he's scared.
Well, he wants people to talk to him like, when you were a kid and you were like, I'm scared to go in the basement. And your parents were like, I'll stand at the top of the steps and talk so you know I'm here.
I'm scared and there are wolves after me.
And the fact he doesn't want everybody to hear him. Madison Rain.
That's true.
Because why'd he pick of all times to get out of breath is when he started talking about the women's division.
all hot and I'm in innocent rain.
Sammy Guevara, and oh yeah, hey, let's go to the women's match.
Talk amongst yourselves. I'll give you a topic.
He's not verklempt. He's out of breath.
He's not lying. He's out of breath. It's true.
It's not asthma. It's oldness and laziness. Oh.
It's old man. That's what it is.
Down. 1, I almost touched my toes. 2, I can see my toes.
I have toes? Holy crap.
No. I mean, I think right now what their women's division is doing is I think the women's division is being reset. Because I think with the addition of Toni Storm coming in as Thunder Rosa got hurt, it gives them a chance. And the addition of the ones we've talked about, Athena, Sarai, all these. Right now, they're just kind of like, all right. I think that's why we're seeing an abundance of 4-way matches, 6-way matches, 8-way, because they're just like, let's see what we got, So I think that's what you got going on. I mean, your Britt Baker is going to be, she's going to be the one that's always in the title picture at some point, She'll come out, do her thing, and then when she wants the belt back, she'll kind of, hey, So that's why I think you got that until you get your Ruby Riott back healthy and Thunder Rosa healthy. That is my opinion. And apparently it falls on deaf ears. That's okay.
No, I agree with you. I'm just letting Bella socialize.
As the person who's being socialized is sitting there going, why is he talking? I'm right here. He has no idea they're being recorded forever.
No, actually, it's just a couple of dogs that are actually really behaving well. And Bella likes to meet all the neighborhood dogs. So I'm actually surprised she didn't start barking, because that's what she does.
Well, she's a dog.
Well,
so
yeah, exactly.
Everybody, Stan has a dog.
So
okay.
We have talked about how we want to see, Jade lose. Well, not Brian. He likes Jade. He thinks she should just win forever. But Willow Nightingale brought a match at a Jade Cargill that might have been Jade's best match so far of her career.
Well, I think that's the problem that's been missing with Jade is they've built her up to be this. I'm going to come in and I'm going to say it. I'm going to Roman Reigns your ass.
Oh.
I'm going to take some hits, but then I'm going to spin around and beat you 1, 2, 3.
Right.
And every once in a while, when you get a good match and you see different moves, you're like, oh, wait a minute. Maybe this is different.
Well, I think what we saw was that Jade is completely capable of selling when it matters, and the chemistry she had with Willow was really good. I mean, it was a great match. It's one of those matches where both of them came away looking even better. Come on, Brian. You're the Jade fan. I know you got something.
No, I'm just listening to y'all.
Wow. Okay. In that case, Jade sucks.
The worst match for
if you're
career.
a Michaels fan, you wouldn't know good wrestler.
Well, it all depends on which way
If
I'm
he looked you with both eyes in the face.
That's the problem. If he's a Michaels fan, his dog just got to know a raccoon.
Y'all ain't right.
That's a pretty dog over there.
I like your dog, sir. That's not my dog. That's a raccoon. Oh, shit.
Yeah. The guy's like, and who you looking at?
You're talking to the pool, sir. Oh, okay.
But you're looking at me. How is that possible?
The HBK secret right there.
And you already got HBK's hairline, so you're doing pretty good.
Ouch. And in the few attempts I've tried to grow it back out, it is actually really indicative of Shawn Michaels' hairline. That's so sad. Oh, well.
Let's see here. I'm trying to think if there was any other match before the main event for the trios title. I don't think so. So I think it was trios championship, Death Triangle against the Dark Order. I had it written down, and I'm of course not at the computer. I really felt like this was going to be the opportunity for the Dark Order to win the trios titles, but because they didn't, I'm now even more convinced that that's going to be their big title victory before they finally either go off TV or break up.
What, the 6-man title?
Yeah.
I think they're going to be the Usos of the trios title. It's going to be they win it, then they lose it, and then they win it, then they lose it, then they win it, and then they lose it to themselves, and they win it back.
Wonder if they'll get so big where there'll be Dark Order Wolfpack and Dark Order Hollywood, you know?
Oh, stop.
Well, I mean, there's plenty of guys out there that could benefit from being in the Dark Order.
Yep. There's a couple in UCW that already got their matches.
They do?
Yeah. But are you all right? Did you fall down the steps?
Nope.
You locked yourself
Just
out.
try not to have me breathe on the phone. Come on, dog. Quit looking at people. Let's go. Let's see. Trying to think of any of the notes I had. Any observations you guys had for the trios title match?
I think they put it on the wrong tag team or the trios. It should have been on the
I
Dark
agree
Order the
with
whole
you.
time. Or one
I
of the
agree
others.
Wait. How can y'all not? What do y'all say? The Dark Order?
Dark Order should have been trios champ from the beginning.
Okay.
Because in a perfect world, the Elite would have stayed heel, and the Dark Order would have won the titles, and then ultimately lost to the Elite because it's the Elite.
But and who did they lose to in the tourney? I forget.
They lost. It wasn't to the Elite. I thought it was House of Black, but no, it's not them. It's maybe it is House of Black actually.
No, they went to the finals, right?
Oh yeah. You're right.
And
Right.
they lost to.
You're right. My bad.
So using your own point,
So they should have won the title.
The Elite. They did lose the title to the Elite.
No, they should have won them.
But they wrestled the
won 'em
Elite
first.
and they lost. So you got your wish.
You're backwards. I said they should have won, not lost.
Sorry.
Stan,
Yes.
Brian's using this Jedi mind stuff that he used for years against you. Do not.
Shut up. I'm going up and down the steps. It's not easy.
But do you actually think that they're stronger than Death Triangle?
No, but I think that they're more popular. Well, they were.
That triangle doesn't need the belt.
Agreed.
You know, that's my thing. Like, you've got Pac, or sorry, the Bastard. But like, they don't need the belt to make them a tag team. I think the trios belt should be used to help elevate those people, just like the TNT title was.
Right.
You know.
But again, though, they're not. To me, they're not even that strong of a trios because they normally get booked to lose.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
I don't disagree with you there. I mean, they are like the lovable underdog.
Yeah, but then you would have to, again, this is the scary part. You would have to book them into beating the House of Black on a regular basis if they were still around. Death Triangle on a regular basis. The Elite on a regular basis. FTR and whatever guy they picked that week on a regular basis. You know what? You know what I'm saying? Like, and any number of other trios that got thrown together for whatever reason. I'm not saying, hey, maybe not give them a win, but I don't know how you're going to get the titles on them and let them keep them for any length of time.
Well, and that's just it. I think to Rob's point, I could easily see them win it this week, lose it next week kind of thing, and continue like to carry a kind of a legacy. But it's funny because I said that I wish that Dark Order would have won the titles first, and I truly do. But that still wouldn't have given those titles more prestige or value than the Elite winning them, at least early in the run. But I feel like it's something that you kind of need to do to, in my opinion, reward the Dark Order for being at the level they are. Because if you don't, then ultimately they're just going to kind of stop and start working in, quiet quitting kind of thing where they're just doing what they do and they're just phoning it in. And you need them to stay popular because they are that team that you can put literally anywhere.
But does that mean we hand out trophies to everybody?
No. I knew as soon as I said that you're going to ask that, but I feel like in this situation, everybody gets their just due at some point, right? Not all the time, and not every person, but at some point, outside of maybe Iron Mike Sharp, you know what I mean? Like,
no, not everybody gets to hold gold or silver.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, that's the whole point of those belts is not everybody gets to hold them.
Wouldn't you qualify the trios titles as more like a bronze?
No.
No.
I mean, think about it. Listen, are we having this discussion if the Elite are holding them, or do we with the Elite? Do we classify it as bronze?
I mean, the trios titles just aren't that important. Period.
They've only been around how many?
I think if the Elite holds them, it's the belt that they put on before they put on the other belt that covers it up.
I mean, how many matches have you had with that title? If the United Empire
3.
If the United Empire held them, would you be like, oh, it's a lower level tier?
I wish they would have won.
So do I, but you know what I'm saying? Like,
I was loving watching that.
I don't think it's any less than any other belt. Mm-hmm. The problem is it's only three matches old.
Right. That's a fair point. I mean, the titles have not been around very long. So I think my opinion is a little... What's that?
So let's say FTR and Wardlow won. Would we be thinking any less?
No, I think that'd be a step up for those titles.
Yeah. Well, you got to give them time.
Yeah.
I mean, not everybody can be, so I don't. What's a good 6-man from the past?
The Freebirds.
Yeah.
The Freebirds. I don't think they were ever 6-man champ though, were they?
How about the Superpowers?
Dusty Rhodes and the Road Warriors.
Yeah. Okay, that's better. Yeah. I mean, not everybody can be those, or the Russians, or whatever. But got to give it time. Let's see what happens.
Demolition with accent, smash, and crush. I'm kidding.
They would have been cool in trios title kind of thing.
Who?
Demolition.
But didn't they do 6-man matches?
Well, what I mean is like actual 6-man title. Like if they had been in NWA, it's Demolition. That would have been cool.
Has the WWE ever had a 6-man title?
I think so. I don't know. I'll have to look it up. I will go to the interwebs.
The interwebs. I hear these rumors on the internets. Oh. Wait a minute. This can't be right. The WWE 6-man championship?
Let me guess. How about Demolition?
No, it's saying like Imperium.
Yeah.
Oh, that must be a UK thing then.
Like it's a Hurt Business and MVP versus Samoa Joe, Bobby Roode.
This has got to be some kind of like EFED or something. So I found it on wrestling-jat.fandom. It's got to be an EFED or something. It's the Wyatt family were the first.
WCW had one, so that would kind of count for WWE, wouldn't it?
Yeah. Kind of, sort of, yeah. Junkyard Dog, Ricky Morton, Tommy Rich. The Freebirds did, but it wasn't Terry Gordy. It was Jimmy Garvin, Michael Hayes, and somebody known as Bad Street, which was actually Brad Armstrong.
Bad Street!
In the WWE?
WCW.
Oh, WCW.
Big Josh, Dustin Rhodes, and Tom Zank. And then the York Foundation.
Yeah, so I mean, that's kind of what you're looking at with the Dark Order.
Mm-hmm.
Dustin Rhodes, Tom Zink, and
Big Josh.
Yeah.
Hey, watch it, John.
I mean, that's fine. That's fine 6 years down the line, right?
Mm-hmm.
But at first, no, you're not gonna have the Dark Order win. You gotta put some clout behind the belt first.
Maybe they recreate the Mulkey's moment, Mulkey Mania, with the Dark Order. The lovable losers that finally win.
Then they just get beat again, like right after that.
The following week. Ooh, Ivan Koloff and the Powers of Pain were the champs at one point. Cool.
I cannot believe the WWE never had a 6-man title. All right, what's next? What's next? What you got next?
So we head directly into Battle of the Belts right after Rampage is done, and straight away we've got Pac defending the All-Atlantic Championship against Trent. I really liked this match. I was not expecting Trent to win, but the match itself was really good and a lot of fun. I'm over the hammer already, but I guess it's a thing now. It's officially a thing. It's been done more than twice, so now the hammer's a thing. Blah.
Why are you so jaded over this hammer?
I just hate cheap finishes. Oh, not the hammer to the head. Oh, God. If I get hit in the head with a hammer, I would be concussed and comatose, most likely.
But so a sledgehammer is okay?
No, it's not. No, it's not. Plus, I mean, nowadays a sledgehammer gets to the ribs and never get hit in the head.
Well, Triple H used to hit him in the head. I don't remember you whining about it then. Because he was with Michaels when you loved Michaels.
I seem to recall when they did the sledgehammer thing during, Triple H's reign of terror, which is literally from 2000 through 2006. We all complained about the stupid sledgehammer.
I don't think so. Did we complain, Rob?
No.
See?
Bullshit. I throw the flag.
It's Grubb's revisionist history. We're not
flag on the play. 15 yards.
I'll pick up that flag and stick it in my pocket.
Repeat first down.
I thought we all were kind of digging Triple H during that.
Early 2000 to 2001, yes. We get to 2002 when he comes back from his quad tear. Massively popular. Yeah, he was the game. Yeah. And then right about then, he gets awarded the, not right then, 2003, he was awarded the world title when they rechristened it for the Raw Championship. Nobody has any memories of this?
Mm-mm.
Nope.
I think you're just bitter because it wasn't Shawn Michaels.
Yeah.
It was supposed to be Shawn Michaels, but he got lost on his way to their ramp.
Should have been. It should have been HBK. By God.
He said, "Get the fuck out of here."
Okay. We talked about Jade and Willow Nightingale. Any other observations from that match, guys? Nope. Okay.
20
And
minutes
right-
later, and you're coming back to the point that we didn't
well,
make in the
because
first place.
I of course I get back in here, I pull up
The
my notes,
right
and then I'm
one
scrolling
won.
through. Thank you, Rob. There you go.
That moment was brought to you by.
Boo.
Greatness.
Huh?
You heard me.
I can't hear you because that just sounds like bullshit. What?
Greatness.
Nikki Bella was a better wrestler.
Greatness.
Oof. Not the Nikki Bella.
I'm telling you, y'all just stay off the train.
No problem.
No, don't worry. You can have my seat.
I
Fred.
don't want to even hear it 5 years down the line.
Yeah, she'll be at home 5 years down the line.
No, she won't.
Coming to a VFW hall near you.
Signing autographs. She'll end up ballooning out to 400 pounds. I remember when I wrestled for the AEW.
Go on my OnlyFans.
She's gonna be a hit in the next Sunny video. What?
Now Brian's hurt. He's like, stop that.
No. I mean, hey, y'all don't like her. It's cool.
I mean, hey, it's just you and the conductor on that train.
I think she's probably got more fans than you think.
Well,
I mean, obviously she's got a following
yes.
because where she's at and how she's doing.
Mm-hmm.
I just can't get into it. I mean, there's certain wrestlers just like that. Regardless of what they do, they're just not gonna pique my interest, and she's one of them. Don't know why. It's just, I mean, it's kind of like Orange Cassidy. There's a little bit I can stand, and a lot of it I'm like, whatever, dude.
Wait, I thought you liked Orange Cassidy. Now I'm confused.
Yeah, how's that feel, Stan?
I'm so confused and confuzzled.
He said Orange Cassidy sucks.
Damn it.
Ass.
That's just hurtful. Why'd you say such horrible things?
Stan's just getting over the fact that CM Punk is not the holy grail he thought he was.
Hey, he's got an office position, buddy. I don't know whatever the hell he's doing, but apparently he's got an office position with AEW, according to Tony Khan.
That's called his office at his house.
Oh, right. his working from home, his home office.
From the AEW Chicago office.
Here's CM Punk with his take on the matter.
Yeah.
Ring of Honor World Tag Team Championships was the main event. Gates of Agony with Prince Nana challenging FTR in a match that was set up on Wednesday. Honestly, this was really good. I want to see them go at it again. And I would have been okay with if this would have been the team to beat FTR. Maybe not this time, but down the road, I think it might make sense, especially if FTR is, especially if Ring of Honor is on a streaming or televised deal. These guys would make sense to be the ones to take the titles off of FTR at that point.
I would have been okay with Friday. I actually thought they should have taken the title Friday.
Yeah?
Yeah. Simply because, again, it's the ROH title.
Mm-hmm.
And I really don't see
Never mind. Just
FTR being that involved in ROH right now.
Mm-hmm.
They're like placeholders.
Mm-hmm.
Just to keep the name out there. And I mean, there's so many things you could have done too. I mean, you could have had the Briscoes come out.
Mm-hmm.
Cost them or whatever. But I think they missed an opportunity on that.
Yeah, and plus, in my opinion, the embassy could only stand to benefit from victories right now, and that just gives you more for your Ring of Honor brand. And if Tony is serious about putting him on television, and I believe that he is, you need to grow that brand even a little. And Gates of Agony would have been a good move in the right direction, especially because of how they struggled against Toa. Like Bishop Khan, for the record, that kid is going to be a huge star one day. Like he has money written all over him. He's got the look. He's got the attitude. He can talk. Apparently, I haven't heard a whole lot of his promos, but his movement in the ring really looks great. And I thought that this guy just had a whole lot of upside. But Leona Toa is huge, and he was like that monster that they just couldn't figure out how to bring him down. So to me, it just would have made perfect sense. He's just too strong.
I mean, I agree with the fact that FTR is only going to hold the belts for so long.
Mm-hmm.
And I agree the embassy needs wins. And if you're, I mean, you hit on all the points. I don't need to sit here and say it again.
Let's see here. End of the night comes with FTR getting the victory, but it's not over from there. Brian Cage hits the ring, and the embassy proceeds to beat down FTR. Out comes Wardlow. It's the numbers game still. Wardlow and the FTR still continue to get beat down because the embassy's still got 1-win advantage. And Samoa Joe comes to the ring, and it's the good guys standing tall to end the night. Of the 4 Battle of the Belts, I think this one is probably the best one they've had so far.
I don't remember the other 3.
Did any titles change hands?
No.
Nope.
So they called it Battle of the Belts, but it was really what? Dynamite?
Battle of the title retention.
So, what do y'all want them to call a title every week or something? Is that what y'all need?
Yep. I mean, he's signing new talent every week. Might as well make a new title every week or a new champ every week.
No, I mean, if you're going to me, like Night of the Champions, when WWE would do Night of the Champions, it was like, ooh, it has that allure of like, we might see something different,
mm-hmm.
And then, you get some like Battle of the Belts. I would expect at least one belt to kind of change hands,
Battle of the Belts 2, Sammy Guevara beats Scorpio Sky for the championship. Battle of the Belts 3, all the champions retain. Battle of the Belts 4, all the champions retained. Battle of the Belts 1.
There were no champions.
Well, yeah. Well, it was Sammy Guevara and Dustin Rhodes for the interim AEW TNT title. So I guess technically 2 title changes out of the 4 events.
So there you go. If you put the 4 of them together, that's a 4-hour show.
Yeah.
And 2 title changes. So maybe that is like your Saturday night, or not Saturday night, but whatever. Your God bless Clash of the Champions.
Yeah, there you go. That's a good observation. I like that. I like that comparison too. That makes a lot of sense. Good call, Brian.
He's very wise, that man.
I mean, I don't need to see titles change hands unless it makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
And outside of, on Friday, outside of the tag team match,
mm-hmm.
I really didn't see any of the other ones really make sense.
Well, I think the TBS title should have changed hands.
Yep.
Although Nyla Rose now is in possession of the TBS champion, and possession's 9/10 of the law, so is she therein to be named the TBS champion?
Yeah, so there you go. So if that's your next champion, congratulations, because you have an issue with Jade. Now you get Nyla Rose to look forward to.
Well, wouldn't you consider Nyla Rose to be better than Jade, though?
No.
No.
Oh, wow. That's a total no from both sides. Okay.
And I'm not a Jade fan, but I'm more of a Jade fan than I am a Nyla Rose fan.
The lesser of two evils, I guess.
Well, I mean,
It's like, would you like to have the flu or a stomach bug?
I don't know. Even with Becky talking for her, she just, I don't know. I mean, I don't know about Nyla. I mean, don't get me wrong, she can wrestle, but it's. I mean, there's no interest for me.
For me, she lost the interest when she lost the belt so quickly. You know, they built her to be up this, unbeatable thing and unbeatable woman, and then boom, the smallest girl in the room beat her.
Ooh.
And now with her taking the title, this probably means that Jade's going to play the face in this, and now you'll get a little bit different reaction from the crowd.
Ugh. Face Jade's gonna suck. You thought the bad guy Jade was bad. No. Face Jade? No, thank you. I'll pass. Let's
think about this storyline, right? Jade, Nyla Rose, Vicky Guerrero. That's called, hey guys, hey people, we have stuff at the merch table.
Come check out this new Adam Cole T-shirt. Come get it,
please.
Adam Cole, by the way, still has not been cleared to come back to the ring yet. This is an extended period for him for that for a concussion. Jeez, I hope he's all right. I really do.
That you're aware of.
Well, that's a good point, because some say it's a shoulder, some say it was a concussion. Yeah, it's a little hard to predict.
Well, I mean, look at Kenny Omega. Kenny Omega went out for one thing and ended up having 85 things that are operated on. So
right.
He could have gone out for a concussion, but then, hey, you got to be out for at least 6 weeks. All right, well, how about I get this hamstring looked at?
Mm-hmm.
Or get my name changed to Adam Baker.
Adam Baker. Maybe it doesn't make so much sense as Adam Cole.
Or let's feed the rumors that he's sitting at home, waiting.
Well, Kyle O'Reilly's out for at least a year for neck surgery. Bobby Fish is wrestling on the Indies.
He's waiting for Bobby Fish to go.
It could just be, honestly, that they just don't have anything booked for him right now.
I mean, think about all the other talent that's, you don't see him every week.
Mm-hmm.
And when Adam Cole came, he was everywhere all the time.
You're right.
And then they got to the point where they're like, we have nothing for you. So instead of him coming out, there's only so many different colored jackets he can make.
Besides, he's still recovering from winning the Owen. That was a hard-fought tournament for him.
It's a cool belt.
Did look cool. Do you guys want to go over Extreme Rules? Do you have specific opinions? How would you feel?
I don't think I turned it on till the end. Towards the end.
Okay. If you get an opportunity, watch Imperium versus the Brawling Brutes. That was a fun match to watch. Karrion Kross and Drew McIntyre kind of was what we expected it was last week, Brian. But they went the direction that we kind of thought they would. When we talked about our predictions, we said it was probably going to be Karrion Kross, You don't necessarily have to stretcher Drew McIntyre out, but it wasn't going to hurt Drew to lose, and that's exactly what they did. They took the safe bet. Let's see. Ronda Rousey and Liv Morgan. Rob, stop me anytime you've got something you want to interject.
Actually, I think I did watch most of this. I just forgot.
Oof. Well,
'Cause I
not
know-
exactly like it was a bunch of spotlight matches, to be honest.
I don't think it's. I don't know. It's a pay-per-view called Extreme Rules, and only 2 of the matches have Extreme Rules.
That's been my argument since they've had the pay-per-view called Extreme Rules.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Well, the opening match, Imperium versus the Brutes, was a old-fashioned Donnybrook match. Basically, falls count anywhere. Anything goes.
Yeah. Let's stop calling things stupid names.
Right. Ronda Rousey, Liv Morgan was Extreme Rules.
And I'm sorry, there's nowhere in the world I would want to be near Ronda Rousey when there's no rules.
This match was just not good. It just wasn't. The crowd wasn't really bought in. It seemed like Liv, the popularity they were trying to capitalize on, it just seems like that's not a thing right now. I'm not saying she's not popular. It was really specific to Philly. We know they're a finicky crowd as it is, but they didn't like Ronda either. There was just no buy-in from the crowd on this match. Rousey passes out Liv Morgan, makes her pass out in a. They say it's a bicep crusher. To me, it looked like she sat on Liv Morgan's face. I know that sounds bad, but the way the match ends, Liv Morgan's head is between Ronda Rousey's legs and her butt. Like she's sitting on her head. And that's how she passed out. With a smile on her face to make it extra. What the hell?
She stink-faced her for the win.
I mean, I guess. It was just weird. Like, I don't know what they were
She's
going
like,
for.
why didn't I think of that shit?
I should have just smothered people to death. That's perfect.
No, I mean, again, the problem with this is you have Liv Morgan, who, you talk about a feel-good champion,
Mm-hmm.
right? Against Ronda Rousey, who, even in the world of wrestling is like legit. And then, this never should have been in question to begin with, but they made you sit through it.
Right.
Yeah.
I mean, they made Liv the feel-good story, like Brian said. She had wins over this person, that person. She even had another win over Ronda Rousey.
Mm-hmm.
But, I mean, at some point, that feel-good story's got to end. My problem is, it was like, we're going to have all these other stories in between, and then we're going to bring you in, and yep, now we're going to do it.
Mm-hmm.
Instead of having some, like, let's have some back and forth and some build-up. It's going to be, so.
Yeah, weird placement for this match timing. Weird placement for the story overall. Brian, I think we were both agreeing that Ronda was coming away with the title last week, and that's exactly what they did. Now it's Ronda against who? You got nobody. Like what the hell? All these talented women on both sides of Raw and SmackDown, and you got Bayley, you got Bianca. They're tied up in a thing right now. You got Ronda, Shayna, Liv Morgan.
Charlotte's coming back.
Yeah.
No, Charlotte's taking personal time.
Well, they just aired on Monday a promo for Charlotte, the same one they aired during Extreme Rules. I don't know if you saw it, but it said "coming soon," whenever the hell that is.
Why are you putting coming soon to somebody that's already on your roster? I was like, been there for years.
I don't know. I guess you think they'll do like the Evolution or whatever the fuck it was?
Oh, for Pete's sake.
Are you sure that you didn't see Mr. Charlotte Flair on there?
Oh wow,
That
that would
Andrade's
have been
coming.
hilarious. That would have been so funny if he had showed up on Saturday. Everything that happened Wednesday, and he just says, "F it, I'm going to WWE."
I mean,
That's what he wants anyway.
you got Becky Lynch.
Yeah, when she's back from her shoulder injury.
So, well, I mean, hey, you're just gonna have the person that they're going to like. Here they have, Jade Cargill. There you go.
Boo. Boo. Raw Women's title, Bayley and Bianca Belair in a ladder match. Actually, this was a pretty good match. Pretty solid. But I'm not going to lie. I was disappointed that Bayley didn't win.
I mean, again, it makes no sense considering that's what you built this up for.
Right. Exactly. You've been building and building and building and actually had a good build up to this. And it's not like Bianca Belair hurts if she loses this title. Bianca's a made star now, in my opinion.
Mm-hmm.
Like, she's there. She doesn't lose anything by losing the title. In fact, you could easily move her to a tag team role and have her, I don't know, continue the feud with Io Sky and Dakota Kai. I'd be okay with that. But no, we get Bayley losing. So at the end of a build, it's the bad guy looking like an idiot. I'm not sure who said it first, but sometimes the bad guy is just the better wrestler. There's nothing wrong with that. Sometimes they're just better.
I don't know if I'd call her the better wrestler between the two, but I mean that's what the build-up was for, is for the bad guy to win.
Yeah.
Right.
And you just
got
kind
the
of
heat.
put the bed. Yeah.
But in the past, we've seen where the E won't let you capitalize on the heat.
Mm-hmm.
They capitalize on the reheat.
Yeah. That's a good term. I like that. The reheat. Where it goes cold and they have to reheat it again because apparently they didn't do it right the first time.
Mm. I mean, how many times have you seen it where you're like, all right, now's when you do it. Boom. They didn't do it. I mean, AEW's done it a few times, but not as much as WWE.
Mm-hmm. WWE is just like the king of overbooked, underthought out finish. Sometimes they have a great build and a storyline. You're like, damn, this is going to end great. And then we get to the Royal Rumble where it's Kevin Owens and Roman Reigns in a last man standing match, and then they fuck up a perfectly good finish with the handcuffs.
Which could have been played off by having him win, and then boom, the next day, Tom Fuller happens and Roman gets it back.
Exactly. And would have made Roman look even more sinister.
Right. And not pathetic for poor old Kevin Owens to sit there and be like, he's sitting there and he looks up with one eye.
The low blow to end all low blows. Nobody has ever been kicked in the nuts that hard, ever.
Well, that was my problem with AJ and Nakamura. It was like, come on.
Yeah, every single match.
Stop kicking each other in the nuts.
Well, I guess it's
We're
fitting
for the
that
Golden Cup,
I guess it's fitting that the I Quit match had a low blow or 4. I don't know, guys. I didn't like this match. I didn't like Edge versus Finn Balor. It didn't feel like either one had a significant plan going in. But do we get to the end? Dom gets involved. He gets just jolted in the nuts by Edge. But that's enough distraction to get the rest of Judgment Day in the ring, including Rhea Ripley. Beth Phoenix comes to make the save for Edge, helps him to get escape from handcuffs, where he had been handcuffed to the ropes. But all of this for naught, as they basically trap Edge while Rhea Ripley threatens to do a concerto to Beth Phoenix. Edge quits because he wants to save his wife. Rhea laughs and says, "You taught us too well." Swings the chair anyway, which this concerto, yeah, Jesus, it looked harsh. And Beth Phoenix sits there. She's mastered the art of the flopping fish cell job, where she looked like she was convulsing.
So my only problem here is that based off of Monday night,
Mm-hmm.
the good guys now have a numbers advantage.
Yep. I didn't even think of that. But you're right.
Which means you got to go get another one.
Mm. Is Judgment Day worth that? You think it's worth putting another person in there?
Judgment Day has never been worth it. It was a straight rip-off of the House of Black right from jump.
Mm-hmm.
Once you took Edge out of it, I mean, that was literally the dumbest thing you could have done.
Yeah.
And now, again, whether anybody's paid attention or not, the numbers game is now solely on the side of the good guys.
Mm-hmm.
Because you've got one faction of 3 fighting 4 people.
Actually, it's 5. You got Ray, Edge, AJ, and the Good Brothers.
Oh, and let's throw Beth in there. So
yep, 6. 6 on 4. Yeah, there you go.
Congratulations, W.
I never thought we would see the day where the bad guy stable is outnumbered.
Yeah.
What the hell?
And they'll still win.
Yeah, they'll still outsmart those good guys.
Well, I mean, the bad part is you got a guy that's barely been in the business, and nobody's going to believe that he's going to beat his dad when that match finally happens.
And that's the way it's going to end.
And here's the question, because he was getting booed out of the building on Saturday. Go away heat like Baron Corbin was, or is he actually getting heat?
I mean, I don't know. He's getting booed. Nobody. I mean, very few people, I guess, would probably actually into the kid. I mean, at one time I was, but what they're doing with him now is complete and utter bullshit.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, literally, again, it's now 6 on 4. So when the good guys figure that out, that team should never win again. Because you should always have 6 people at ringside.
Monday night, if we can go forward to look back at what we're talking about. Monday night, AJ Styles gets called out by Finn Balor. Balor says it's time to make a choice. He gives the ultimatum. You're either joining Judgment Day or you suffer our wrath. AJ feigns and says, okay, I am truly my brother's keeper here in the WWE. He hugs Finn Balor. It seems like he's joining Judgment Day. And then, honestly, I really liked how he did this, even though I got some questions. He says, I never said I was talking to you or something like that. And out come Doc Gallows and Carl Anderson. First off, want to call bullshit to Carl Anderson, who said, we'll never, ever go back to WWE. They screwed us. They fucked us. Bah, 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 bah. Doc Gallows said the same thing. Much love to Doc Gallows, as I've interviewed him before, but come on, guys. Never is a strong word to say in pro wrestling. We all know that. But, hey, I hope to God there were a lot of zeros on that check. Carl Anderson, currently the never open weight champion in New Japan. Doc Gallows, I don't know the status of their deal, but yeah, now we've got AJ and the Good Brothers, Rey Mysterio, Beth Phoenix, and Edge. against the Judgment Day. So that's how we got the 6, folks. Guys, your thoughts on the Good Brothers coming back? Right.
Well, I mean, I like the Good Brothers.
Mm-hmm.
Always been a fan of the club. But like for you saying that, they said they never go back. Well, there's a lot of people that will go back if the right numbers are there or the opportunity. Because I mean, I think their stint in Impact and being on AEW back and forth, they learned that Tony Khan is not going to hire them right now.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and I think maybe there's a part of them that's like, hey, we'll go to Impact, we'll do this storyline, and we'll end up with an AEW contract, and we'll be with our friends, and all will be right with the world. You know, because we all said that back in the day that, oh, hey, you know, oh, they should go to AEW. But maybe they saw that, you know what, we're not going to AEW. He's not going to sign us right now. So we're also not getting any younger.
Mm-hmm. Right. This is very true.
You know?
Both of them in their 40s.
You know, so, and I know Carl Anderson has young kids or, you know, a family. Maybe he's just got to that point. He's like, you know what? AJ's got it pretty good. AJ can play video games and travel when he wants to.
And for some fans that have said, you know, hey, this was a Good Brothers against Vince McMahon thing and Paul Heyman thing, but it was Triple H, Brian, that said to him, hey, I see you guys staying here and taking care of your families and making this your retirement here, making this your home. And then, of course, they get summarily fired during the pandemic.
I mean, some people just never learn, right? Because, so to me, it doesn't really matter, like, what he said or, you know, what Vince may have said or who fired who. The fact of the matter is that it was a bloated roster and they didn't know what they were doing with them.
Right.
And now we are very much walking back into a bloated roster. And
getting bigger by the week.
Yes. And their first move is against probably the worst faction you have. Oh, okay. Well, sounds like you're going to go far, kid.
Hey, they could still make a run for the NXT tag titles.
Yeah. And again, right? So nobody thought of the numbers are not right here. No, we didn't put anybody on the shelf. Well,
and here's the thing: tag team wise, what are you going to put Alpha Academy in Judgment Day? Who's left? Street Profits. They're on TV, but their thing is still with the Usos. Viking Raiders. One of them's out with injury. The New Day on SmackDown. Alpha Academy. They're typically on Raw, but they're tied up with Austin Theory and Johnny Gargano. Who's left? You got nobody else.
You need to put Gargano and Ciampa together.
Ah, yes. I have a feeling we will see that at some point.
I mean, again, though, you come back to a roster that is rapidly growing.
Mm-hmm.
And you come back at a time where, if you think about it, the Wyatt Six or whatever you're calling it now,
right,
is about to be pushed to the moon if they're smart.
Mm-hmm.
Which means you probably got no room for them tag team titles going around the Good Brothers' waist.
Agreed.
So you're going to be stuck in a feud. Probably they'll go on WrestleMania with Balor and them because you got nothing else to
Jesus.
do with them.
Can you imagine that stretching from now to Mania? Good Lord. Wow.
What else are you going to do with them? Half the roster is tied up in this feud.
Mm-hmm.
The Raw roster.
Right. That's a good point. I don't know, man. I just don't know.
I think you'll see Edge and being one of the ones that kind of becomes a spokesperson for the group. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And kind of take a step back role. But I mean, I agree. It's like, it kind of reminds me of back in the Monday Night Wars, and it was Sting and Flair versus the NWO that grew every week. You know, like, we're not bringing anybody to help you, Sting, Luger, and Flair, but we're going to bring in, 8 more people in the NWO.
Right. Which Eric Bischoff continuously claims that was the right move because we were growing and we were. No, you were bloated. That's what, calling it what it is. Yeah.
When your faction's big enough that you split it off into 2 other factions.
Well, no, but he would have been okay had they gone with the original plan for Thunder.
Right, for it to be an actual separate company kind of approach.
Yes. Yeah, that's where he screwed up. Anyway,
I digress.
That big one.
Fight Pit, Matt Riddle and Seth Rollins.
Screw that match.
This was the main event. It wasn't that great. I am glad to see Riddle had won, but whatever. The real story, the real moment of the night comes at the end where they do the fake out, complete with the credits, the little logo at the bottom of the screen, and then the lights go off, and then we hear Michael Cole asking Graves, are we still on the air? Then we hear the familiar voice of Bray Wyatt singing He's Got the Whole World in His Hands, but he's doing it in a way that is considerably more sinister. It's my new word of the week than it had been in the past. We see of multiple cameos of different people dressed up as a real-life version of the Firefly Funhouse, including Huskus the Pig, Mercy the Buzzard, Ramblin' Rabbit, Sister Abigail. Even see the old burnt-up mask of the Fiend. Then we see somebody dressed up as the Fiend. We go to this doorway in the middle of the entranceway, which I'll agree with you, Jim Cornette. It was kind of out of nowhere. It did seem a little random. But honestly, I thought this return was really, really well done. I feel like this was a great opportunity to show just how incredibly popular Bray Wyatt is. And Bray Wyatt is indeed back with WWE. He is scheduled to be on SmackDown on Friday. They played a promo on Monday, which was basically, the phrase was Revel in who you are. And now Friday we're scheduled to see Bray Wyatt. We're back to what appears to be the Cape Fear version of Bray Wyatt, the old Bray Wyatt. What do you guys think of that?
I mean, that was where he had his popularity.
Mm-hmm.
Am I happy to see Ray Bryant back? Yes. Am I excited possibly of what could happen? But time will tell.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Like, they brought Braun Strowman back, and they brought, they're bringing these people, but like, what are they going to do with them?
Right.
I would love for that Fight Pit match to be the last time we ever see Matt Riddle on TV, but it ain't happening.
Oof. Okay.
He could get on the same plane as all the others and just go to the Dean's private island or whatever. But
he's upgraded. He had a house. Now he's got an island.
Hey, Matt Riddle can go hang out with Ryback for all I care.
Oh, damn. Okay.
But it's just like Brian's been saying, they're bringing back people,
Mm-hmm.
but they're bringing back people. Does that make sense?
Yeah, a lot of
Like,
people.
But they're not only bringing back a lot of people, but they're bringing back
Name.
top
big
people.
names. Mm-hmm.
Like you brought back Braun, you're bringing back Bray, you're bringing, now you got the Good Brothers, and you've got, what are you going to do with these people?
Mm-hmm.
Not everybody can be champ. Now, granted, I've always said Bray Wyatt didn't need to be champ. But then you turned him into the Fiend, and then you turned Alexa Bliss into whatever she was.
Mm-hmm.
And then you got rid of Bray and left Alexa Bliss the way she was. Like come on now.
Yeah, she got screwed in that whole deal.
And she's finally getting back to a character that everybody's like, all right, that's Alexa, and now you're bringing Bray back. So we'll see. But now, if they do bring back crazy Alexa to work with crazy Bray, hey.
I would like to see that. I'd like to see her back involved with that.
She just turned face.
Mm-hmm.
Why would you turn her back heel? Which they're going to do. But again, that's dumb.
Do you think that they're going to keep Bray as a heel then?
I don't think they need to put Bray in either one.
Bray's character is down the middle.
Right.
But he's not a face. There's nothing he's ever done to put him on the face side of the fence.
Mm-hmm.
Nothing. But again, he's like MJF. He just gets cheered because people dig his character.
Right.
I mean, you remember when we would see him. He's the bad guy, but he got bigger pop than the good guy.
Including John Cena.
Right. Sorry, my Echo Dot just randomly started playing Danger Zone from Top Gun.
Hey.
Now, as far as I'm concerned, that ending was lackluster.
Really?
So let me ask you something. I want you to really think about this. Right?
Sure.
All right. So lights go out.
Uh-huh.
Okay, kind of cool. We all know who it is, though, right? Wasn't hard to guess who it was.
Sure.
It was the worst kept secret.
Right. So they show you the 6 or 5 different characters, right?
Mm-hmm.
You don't know who they are. They don't do anything but stand there. For all you know, they're local talent. Here, put the mask on, go.
Right.
Right? So he comes out, and he doesn't do anything. He just pops the crowd.
Mm-hmm.
So we waited all this time, and all you're going to do is bring him out to pop a crowd. You're not going to have him go down there and maybe catch Riddle in the aisle.
And Sweet Abigail.
Or Seth and catch Seth.
Mm-hmm.
Sister
You're just going to have him come with the lantern and be like, here I am.
It had almost been better for it to go black. And then the lights come back on. Well, and the only light in the arena is the lantern in the middle of the aisle.
Right.
Or in the cage with Riddle.
Huh?
Mm-hmm.
Or in the cage with Riddle or something.
Like Riddle's laid out, and the only thing left is the lantern.
Yeah. I mean, and Riddle and Rollins are on Raw, right?
Mm-hmm.
So why not book a SmackDown main event? Because if he's going to SmackDown, you could have done that. You could have kind of done what you did with Cross and Drew.
Mm-hmm.
You see what I'm saying?
Maybe that was the problem with the Good Brothers the whole time. They're supposed to be on SmackDown, but they just
they forgot.
Travel arrangements got messed up.
I mean, no interaction with anybody. He doesn't get on the mic. You just did it to pop a crowd.
Right.
That's it.
I think this speaks a lot to what you said earlier about the roster being so bloated. What are you going to do with him now? Great, he's back, and I love the fact that he's back, but what the hell are you going to do with him? You can't tell me he comes out there next month and beats Roman. You know what I mean? That's not going to happen.
WWE booking, something tells me, and I don't know if I said this before, but I think Sammy's the plant.
I think you're right on that. I think Sammy is, but I like I said at the top of the show, I think Sammy could honestly, if they do this right, he could be the next like Daniel Bryan type story.
Oh yeah, but I mean, I don't know. I don't know what scenario where he gets the title, but I honestly think he's a plant for somebody. And that this whole thing has been like a work just to get close to Roman so that it's when it's time he can stick the knife in Roman's back.
I mean, at one point I might have said that he was Cody's plant, but with so many people back, it's hard to say.
Now, I would love to see a Cody versus Bray series. With Cody with Bray being the chaser.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but what's he chasing him for, though?
Because Bray's crazy and he likes to torment people.
Yeah, but again, though, Bray's popularity at this point in time is the highest it's probably ever been.
Mm-hmm.
So if you don't do anything with him, then that popularity starts to diminish a little bit, drop a little bit. If you start putting him in these stupid storylines like with Bryan Danielson, all it takes is one or two of those, and he goes right back to where he was.
I mean, that's the same thing. You could say the same for Cody. If Cody hadn't gotten hurt,
But if Cody doesn't get hurt, then we don't know where he could be. But again, I think Cody is a cheap pop as well.
I think right now the trajectory, unless something glaring happens, is Cody wins the Rumble, challenges Roman. But with Bray back, to your point, Brian, I think that you've only got a limited period of time to do something to capitalize on that popularity that that I was just talking about. If you don't, it's very quick that he'll slide down that mountain. But I do wonder if maybe Triple H is the guy that would recognize we have to do something right away.
But what do you do?
Good question.
You got both your belts.
Yeah.
On one guy.
Mm-hmm.
And
the one guy has, 6 people with him?
Yep.
Right. And he's been built up for the last 2 years to be unbeatable because his family, the people around him will do whatever.
Right. And we're not talking lackeys, we're talking an actual army.
Right. So, unless you're bringing in Bray to start playing mind games on people to whittle them out one by one, kind of like what Brian was saying, could we see Sammy win Money in the Bank as saying, hey, them saying, go get the briefcase to keep it secure. And then the WWE official comes out going, well, now you have the Money in the Bank. You're the Money in the Bank, So they build it up and then he beats him somehow, But I mean, I agree with Brian. I think Sami Zayn is the key there. How Roman's going to lose. I was thinking it was going to be Kevin Owens. That Sami Zayn goes, he's my friend first. But
but the problem is now with Bray back in the picture, and again, we'll throw Cody in the mix. To me, Kevin Owens now falls that much further down the ladder.
Right. And you also got Braun. So
but I don't know if Braun gets the actual shot at him.
I mean, unless they somehow, before Mania, break the belts, one belt off of Roman Reigns, you got everybody fighting for one position.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, the Intercontinental title and the U.S. title are practically non-existent.
Well, no, because Seth
beat Lashley on Monday
after Brock.
Yeah,
jumped
well, now
Lashley.
we didn't even mention that. Now Brock Lesnar's back. Like, for crying out loud. Who's left?
But now he's a bad
Hulk Hogan's next week.
Right.
But Brock was a good guy, and now he's a bad guy.
Mm-hmm.
With just flipping because he was at home on his tractor. So forget the feud with Roman Reigns that we were going through.
Mm-hmm.
Now he's jumping on Bobby Lashley for no apparent reason whatsoever. Oh, I got an old tickle in my belly from 18 years ago when we first met, or whatever it is, 13 years ago or whatever.
You didn't treat me right.
Yeah, I mean, again, the crazy booking is starting to happen because, again, we have way too many people at the top now, and your roster is bloated and getting bigger and fatter every day.
Unless it's some kind of crazy mind game of, all right, Brock, your contract states you have so many dates a year.
Yeah.
I'm going to use them up so I don't have to use you anymore. You know, like,
well,
you only have 2 more this year. Boom. All right, you're coming into SmackDown. Bam. There you go.
This could be their way of getting him to Crown Jewel, takes on Bobby Lashley, because you know that their big money is, from the Crown Jewel events. So coming back from Saudi, maybe next is the Rumble, and then Mania for Brock, and then he's done.
Well, now you've already set up. If Brock and Lashley go into the Rumble, now you've already set up how they're going to get out of the Rumble.
Right.
Bobby Lashley's going to be in the ring. And they've done this storyline with Bobby Lashley and him before, where they just beat the shit out of each other.
Right.
And they eliminate each other. Now our big guys are out. Now somebody else can win.
But
and it'll probably end up being one person and the entire bloodline.
Is Brock the guy you just want to use up his dates on? Or do you want to try and string him out some?
I think in this situation you kind of have to string him out because you've got to wait and see what happens next. Like, you've got many people lined up, but everybody's busy. Everybody's dance card's full.
They already know what's next because normally the WWE books for about a year out.
And that's the thing. What's happened in this last year in between now and when they started booking this shit and writing contracts? You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Like, nobody a year ago would have foreseen Vince and all this, Nobody would have foreseen Triple H having a damn near death heart attack and being gone and then coming back, So nobody would have foreseen Bray coming back to WWE,
But what I'm saying is, do you want Brock on the free agent market?
No.
I wouldn't want him on the free agent market, but I would want him on the shelf. Like, I would have him under contract, but at home. Make sense? He would be my, in case of emergency, I'm going to bring Brock.
Yeah, but I would imagine there's probably a year clause on it also.
Yeah.
Well, but guys, I don't see any other company picking up. I don't see AEW picking up Brock.
Are you really?
I do not see AEW bringing Brock Lesnar in.
Oh, I think Tony Khan is salivating at that option.
Yeah, I think even Impact would be ponying up money for Brock.
Yeah, they'd be like robbing banks to bring Brock Lesnar, and I think Brock Lesnar would be in demand.
New Japan. Oh, there's so many out there.
I mean, he's got a lot to offer, even in limited capacity. He's kind of like I won't say like a Goldberg, but he's one of those guys you could bring in even for limited runs.
Yeah, and the style of match, he can keep going for years.
Yeah.
He either, wrestles a match with a bunch of suplexes in his favor,
Mm-hmm.
or he just goes out there and just wrecks people.
Yeah. Well, folks, that is going to do it for us this week on Corner to Corner. Man, nice to not be cut off. We get to decide how we close these things out. I like that.
You won't close me out.
Catch up with us at C2C Radio Show on Twitter. Catch up with the show at c2cradioshow.com. Rob is at Rob Hefner C2C on Twitter. Brian is on Twitter at Vlad Druggle C2C. I'm at Stan Grubb on Twitter as well. That's going to do it.
Spell it.
Oh, VLADDRAGOOL C2C for Vlad Druggle. Have a great week, everybody. We'll see you next week right here. Spreaker.com and C2CRadioshow.com. Have a great night, everybody.